So then the next factor to this is self-correction. And knowing immediately when you're not seeing the words and that you're watching something, you have another thought coming in, you haven't mastered the computer program of your personality and the brain's awareness principles. They must be mastered. That's what the great work is about. And that's what conquering you is about. It's to self-correct, to stop and self-correct. Now, after a few self-corrections, your intellect says, this is stupid. I can keep walking and do this. This is tedious. What does it know? What do you know? But it says that because you're impatient for what? Why do you want to hurry up and finish it? Why? What are you going to do next? Who are you going to talk to? Were you going to get some more food? Are you going to go back to your trailer? Why is it so important to drop power and to be impatient about it for something so everyday, so common, and these moments are uncommon? There's self-correction. And a few of you got that. And were noble, when I say noble enough to understand the difference and to start self-correcting and to never let thoughts pull you away from this alignment. This is the holy alignment. Indeed. This is a place of power. And you got that, and you began to work. Because in you, your rationale was, so what am I going to hurry up and do for what? Where am I going? I'm at an event. And that rationale, the desire to self-correct trumped an observable. This is so enlightening to those who richly possess the ability of reflection and contemplation. It showed to you what has always been working in your brain and how much wonderfulness you have missed because of your impulses. So you started self-correcting over and over and over and over and over. And yes, it may be frustrating, but you accepted what I taught you. And you accepted what the channel was telling you. You took that level of acceptance and trumped your own impulse. That's what it's about. And in the process, remarkable things started happening. If the whole event was nothing more than you stopping and raising your hand and you got so tired you had to change arms, or you wore out the new heels that you brought here and had to change them, if you're certain that the new gullies that are appearing in the field are your gullies, if that's all you got fantastic training. But it doesn't stop there. To the few of you who did this absolutely correct, what you experienced started with that fabled glitter and taking that breath away and that arise or appearance of this glittering energy. Just you're rising, you're ascending, yes, that energy. And if that's all you got, you have touched the hem of God. You have touched the hem of the galaxies. Because that is the beginning of the alchemical change of reality. Further, if you got that and went through it, still giving those pictures to this entity, and the glitter is on you, and the walls of the former reality had closed in, and this is all that you are experiencing. That's the reverie. That is a reverie. Reverie. It's not a Kundalini experience. It's not that. No. This is what it is like to move from one dimension to another. This would be the essence of what it's like. This, then, is a great accomplishment. Because after all these years, or indeed all these months, of doing your walk and feeling up about a little bit of, joy afterwards, you switched from being a really harassed entity to calming down immediately. Just calm down. Be wise. From a hysterical, emotional entity to calm. In an instant, it works. But this glitter, oh yeah. And that is the new standard of when you know that you have moved from this to this. That's what's happening. And when you have that experience, that richly personal experience, that changed the ground of your day, your night, your week, your month. Depends upon what the words of power are. Transforms you. And every moment that glitters in you, it's destroying disease and imperfection. Anytime that the flesh is moving from a dimension into another dimension, it is getting changed. This is the way it works. Now, if you had those experiences, and then further, if what you said in those words of power, this is what you were looking like when glitter, you started out like this, you're gonna go do your walk, high and low, good and bad, yes, no, all planities. And remember, there is no such thing as good without bad. There is no such thing as bad without good. So being positive is countered with negative, and vice versa. So it is not about being positive or negative, but pulling away from the personality is pulling out your observation from these highs and lows, these mountains and valleys of domestic craziness. Pulling out of it, you're slowing it down, and then it locks. And that's where the glitter starts. So that's where the fabrication of reality starts to appear. That's what happened when you were looking like this. And as glitter comes, and as those words, then you lose time. The very thing that you were so worried that you had to hurry up and do the walk with because you were going to do what? What were you going to do? Now, when you lose time, and I've taught you this before, and you start to pull back slowly, with your breath catching, awareness starts to come back. And then you walk off of it. You walk off of it. And you start moving now. This beautiful, exquisite, unseen, ultimately personal power of your reality and your mind has just been altered to the future. But here is this. This is a spiritual, profound, drinking at the well of wisdom moment. When you start to come back and you start to gain the sense of time and yourself, it may go very slow, very fast. This is a mere example of it. You see this space down here? Come on, show me your hands. You're coming off of the future. You're coming back from an intervention. See, you're coming back. You've had glitter starting to dissipate. The environment around you can now be seen. And as you become aware of yourself and where you're at, well, see this movement here? This is called life, right here. This is breathing, moving. This is expression. This is life. Now, the way I always taught this, now just follow, that when you move off of now, you move back into the experience. And not until you move off of now does reality form. So now, from this, coming back, and now you are yourself again. And as you move off of the discipline and the experience, you see where we're out here? See where now is? You've moved off of it. But it has changed your life. It has refabricated it. And as you move off of this, you now are living again as your human self. And as you move across that place, it says you have just experienced what you have created. Meaning that when you come back from the power of your Holy Spirit, when you come back and you are you, everything's been changed. And this is life right here. Every moment you're moving across now, the reality that you made in that day, indeed in that walk, is changing in the environment around you. That is called experience. We must live the experience of our creation to make known the unknown, to understand our celestial part in physicality. And so your life is your life. It's a beautiful life. You are beautiful. Your bodies are beautiful. It's wonderful. But now you have changed your life. You've changed your reality. You have changed the connection from the past to a new way. And now, people, places, things, times, and events are moving into the picture, and your reality starts to build. Not just in physicality, but appointments with destiny. Appointment with destiny of what you've created. Living life is what you're supposed to do as a God. hiding from it is the fear of it. You're supposed to be glorious and come back and change the very ground that you walk on, the very water you drink, the very food you eat. Old, inharmonious plays seems unimportant anymore. The old issues are fading. Takes a lot more to remember them and to get all worked up over them. Those things that surprisingly you will find you needed to define you as important, relative. People fight for attention, whether it is in their family, whether it is in their home, their workplace, their friendships, or their importance to the world. People fight to remain relevant. And that causes you to do a lot of stupid things.